Okay, good morning, everybody. You guys are a bit early today, which is good. Well, not early, I mean on time, which is good. That's great. You know, that's very, very important in the UK. If you're going to an interview or something, if you are running a few minutes late, it's always let them know. Good to let them know that you're running late. If it's a valid reason, it's fine. If you're a few minutes late, then that's not a good image. But anyway, before we start today's session, I asked Grace to hold on to that question that you had yesterday. Do you still have that question, Grace?
Yeah, I still have it. It was about the referee.
Yeah, sure. So I can't hear you.
I will have started by greeting you all.
Morning.
Okay, morning. So I was asking in the referees part, can you include somebody who is in abroad, like?
Yeah, sure, that's fine. If they're in a different country as well, it doesn't matter. Yeah, they don't have to be in the UK or Kenya, or it could be any country. It doesn't matter. Okay.
As long as they've known, if it's just a friend, one, Grace, as long as they've known you for at least 2 years, okay? As a friend, not a family member, not a relative. But if it's a work person, as long it's the last 2 references. If you can't, as long as you get the current employer, even if you can't get the last one before that, you can get the one before that. Because sometimes, I think it was Joyce that said, sometimes you don't get along with some people and you just think, I've done it, I worked out loads of jobs, don't trust me. So I normally give my current one if I can. If I can't get the next one, I'm like, oh, they might cost me, I'll put the next one. So you look at it, but as long as you got your main up-to-date ones, okay?
Cool. Okay, let's start our today's session then. Session 9. It's Thursday. Right, so we spoke about how to make a CV. We spoke about how to face an interview and all that, but we haven't spoke about how to apply for jobs. So that's what we're going to talk about today. It's very important. So where to look for jobs, how to apply for them, how to look for jobs with the certificate of sponsorship, because most of you guys are hoping to get this skilled work visa, and then sexual identities and harassment, because that is important when it comes to workplace as well as day-to-day life in the UK, and then just a little bit about discrimination as well. Hopefully we'll have a little bit of extra time as well at the end of this session, because I've left a few minutes on purpose because I want to talk about some extra stuff as well. So let's see. So that's the plan for today. So let's move on to jobs. Right. So where to look for jobs? So you guys are in Kenya at the moment and you need to look for jobs in the UK. Have any of you applied for jobs in the UK at all? Or are you hoping to? Or have you had a look to see what kind of jobs are available and how to apply for them at all? Did you give it a go yet? Or not yet?
Not yet.
Not yet. Yeah, that's fine. So I hope that you've looked at your CVs and make sure that they're all up to standard for the UK standard. And now the next step is just to look for jobs. Even if you don't want to apply straight away, you can just have a look and see what kind of jobs are available, what kind of qualification and experience and skills they're asking for. So let's have a look where to look. First of all, online job sites. Because you're in Kenya at the moment, is the best way to look for jobs in the UK is online job sites. There are many available at the moment. Some are really good ones. So I will show you on the next slide. I will show you, we will go through a few of them, a few of the main sites, and see what they offer. And the main thing that you need to remember is online job sites, you should not have to pay anything for a membership or subscription or anything like that. It should be totally free, because these online job sites, they do not get paid by yourselves. They should be getting paid by the companies who offer the jobs. Okay, so they should be totally free. And careers fairs and events. You might think like, oh, how do you attend them from Kenya? Nowadays, most of these are actually online, especially because of COVID as well. And also UK are looking to recruit from overseas. Most of these fairs and events are online now. So you can always keep an eye for these, Google these. They hold these events from time to time. We'll look into that in a bit as well. And then recruitment agencies, again, you can do these online as well. They all have websites. And again, like I said, just like the job sites, recruitment agencies should not charge you for finding you work. And social media. You have to be careful with social media. There are lots of jobs on LinkedIn, because it's actually a professional platform. So if you do not have LinkedIn at the moment, it's good to have a profile, because it's purely for professional work, for finding jobs, for giving jobs, and to maintain your professional life rather than personal stuff. So it's good to have a LinkedIn account, especially nowadays. There are lots of jobs in the UK as well. And there are lots of jobs on Facebook as well. I've seen many job vacancies, but be careful with Facebook, because it's not just a professional platform. Facebook is full of many scammers as well, lots of fake jobs. So be very careful if you're applying for jobs on Facebook. And direct applications. So you can apply for jobs directly from the actual company website, like the actual main employers' websites. We spoke about the biggest employers in the UK. Can you guys remember? Do you remember the biggest employer in the UK? Is yeah. What's that?
NHS.
Yeah, absolutely. NHS, that's correct. NHS is the biggest employer in the UK. Over 1 million, about 1.5 million employees across the UK. Yeah, and then Ministry of Defence as well. I showed you the other day. There's British Army, Royal Navy. They sometimes recruit people from overseas as well, and I think the second biggest employer. And there's many more. We'll have a look at them as well. Right, so the first thing I want to talk about is online job sites. So we'll have a look at them. We'll look at a few of them, the most the popular ones in the UK. Indeed.com, uk.indeed.com is the UK site. This is the most probably the most popular online website in the UK. If I actually show you, can you see the job site? So there are, if you go to uk.indeed.com, there are lots of jobs. Straight away, you can see lots of urgently. Urgent care center. That's the name of it. The urgent care center. There are lots of healthcare jobs as well. I know most of you guys are into actually healthcare industry. Not only healthcare industry. There are many other jobs as well here. Yeah, administrative officer. The most important thing for you guys is you can't just apply for any jobs. If you're applying for Kenya, you need to especially look for jobs that they are happy to sponsor you for a work visa. What I would do is we can actually search here. Skilled worker, skilled worker visa. Oh, there you go. And it just comes up straight away. Let's see if they are actually, if I look at this job, let's see if they're actually looking for. Did they mention anything about the visa? What information, please? All right, okay. It says special page for that. Skilled worker visa, senior care worker. Oh, that's a good one. So that's for qualified nurses and healthcare workers. Sounds very interesting. So they're asking for minimum 2 years experience in healthcare. So if you have some experience, that's great. Yeah, so there are lots of jobs like this. So skilled worker visa, I'm sure there's recruiting care workers to come to work in the UK on a skilled worker visa. So they are actually willing to sponsor you. That's great. So yeah, there are lots of jobs like that. You can actually search for like this skilled worker visa. So that was just an example. There's lots and lots of other jobs as well. Right. So another site is S1 Jobs. I'm only showing you the most popular job sites in the UK, but there are many others as well. Okay, so S1 Jobs. I think that is mainly for Scotland, I believe. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, this is mainly for Scotland. You can search for this as well. Skilled worker visa. Registered nurse jobs. So yeah, I'm not going to go into all these jobs, but yeah, I'm just showing you how to search for these. I would actually search for skilled worker visa and see what jobs they offer, or you can search for the actual job title that you are interested in. And then you got total jobs. It's another job site. You can search. Thousands of jobs here. You can search for skilled worker here as well. Support worker. And the gov.uk. This UK government website. Search for jobs. Working jobs and pensions. Finding a job. I think you have to create an account here. Apply for jobs. Create an account. You need to. It's a free account anyway, so you just need to put your email address and passwords. I'm not going to go ahead, but it's another free website as well, and you can't go wrong with the actual government website and the jobsite.co.uk. So basically, same theory. You can just you can search for jobs and apply for them straight away. Or actually, to show you how to apply, or you can apply on company side. This is on Indeed. You can apply on company side, or I think usually they let you upload your CV. I just go to any of them. If you go to apply, right? Yeah, you just have to put your email address, and then apply with CV. Apply without CV. Yeah, almost all of these websites give you the option to upload a CV or just go through the application and fill out the forms. It's easier to just upload a CV for if you're applying for an example. If you're applying for lots of care jobs, you can have the same CV and just upload to all of them, or you might have to amend it manually from time to time depending on the job. But these are the main websites in the UK to look for jobs and apply for them. I don't know if you've seen some of those websites, but we always, even whenever we want to apply for a job, these are the sites that we go on as well. Sophie is an expert on these sites, so we're always on these sites, just looking for jobs, just for fun.
Yeah, I've got an app on my phone. Even if I'm not looking, I'm not looking for a job, I'm always looking. Even if I don't want a job, I'm so addicted to looking for jobs now. I just look just in case. You can get an app on your phone, and you can look with Indeed and stuff. We should become sponsors for them because we talk about Indeed all the time. They need to sponsor us, and the NHS need to sponsor us because
I know.
we promote them because they are the most reliable ones. They have so many jobs in it. Always make an account if you can, because especially with Indeed, when we recruit people and we put a job on Indeed, we normally ask you through Indeed, like, can you come to an interview? When are you free? Because I have an instant messenger. So make an account so you don't miss any important information, because a lot of companies won't just give their numbers, especially at this current moment, because everything's working from home and they're getting bombarded with a lot of emails from people, especially skilled worker ones. So make an account, and like I said, make sure it's all professional, like emails and stuff. But with Indeed, the good thing is with Indeed, they protect your identity. So Indeed has their own email as well. It'd be something like sophia@indeed.co.uk. They'll make their own to protect you, just in case you don't want no one to have your details. And then they might ask you, can I have your private one? And then you can say, yeah. But I can confirm, I've never seen a fake job on Indeed ever. They can't, because you have to put in your company house. As a company, we have to put in our company house details and the address details. It all needs to match up. So they check it all. So it's always been a reliable source. I've never failed to get a job on that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I forgot to say, like Sophie said, most of these websites have mobile apps as well, especially Indeed. It's always good to have it on your phone, so you can always have a look on the go. So the next thing I want to talk about is directly applying for jobs from the actual companies. And like we spoke about earlier, NHS is the biggest employer. We can actually go to the NHS website itself. I think it's NHS. If you just search for NHS, it comes straight away. NHS stands for National Health Service. There you go, NHS website. So there should be a place to apply for jobs. Just search for jobs. NHS jobs, there you go. Jobs.nhs.uk. That's the job site. So here you can search for all the jobs that they have. Apparently they've got over 32,000 jobs at the moment. And because they are so big, they don't have problems sponsoring people from overseas. I would search for skilled worker visa here as well. And also NHS also don't always think that it's only for care jobs. NHS also have other jobs as well. It's not just for medical staff or care staff. They've got other like IT jobs, admin jobs, accounts, those industries as well, because NHS have all those departments within them. So there are lots of jobs here. If I just go to one of them, does it say anything about visa? The ministry, what are they saying? I don't know if we can say this. Only, yeah, they mentioned about the sponsorship visa as well. Should you apply for this role and be found require sponsorship, your application will be rejected. So this job, yeah, unfortunately, not this particular job. You can apply for a sponsorship. See, there are farmers technician jobs as well. So yeah, I'm not going to go through every one of them, but you'll have to go through them and see what jobs they are actually happy to offer a skilled worker visa. Yeah, Simon has a question as well about LinkedIn. Should we create an account before coming to the UK? Yes, you can create an account. Yeah, it's best to have an account. You don't have to be in the UK. If you can create an account from Kenya, LinkedIn, go ahead. You don't have to lie about it. You don't have to say you are in the UK. You can tell the truth. You are in Kenya and applying for jobs, because there are many job vacancies as well as companies that you can directly contact if you are interested in applying for any jobs. All right, Simon. Right, that was NHS, and the next biggest job is Royal Navy and Royal Army. They don't always recruit from overseas, but from time to time, I've seen them advertising. So look, I'm not sure if you guys are interested in military jobs at all. It's not all about fighting, but there are lots of other jobs as well. Like they have chef and logistics careers. Yeah, so always keep an eye on this as well. Don't be disheartened if you see a message or anything saying they are not currently recruiting overseas. Apparently they get lots and lots of applications from all over the world. So they open these jobs for overseas applicants from time to time. So keep an eye. Because you guys are from a Commonwealth country, you are allowed to apply for these jobs as well. Okay. And the next thing is register of license sponsorship. That's the most important one, actually. These are the companies. This is the registry of companies who are registered to apply for sponsorship, sponsored work visa. Let's have a look what companies they are. You can just search for them on Google. License sponsors UK. always gov.uk website again. You could never go wrong with that. That's the government website. So there you go, register of worker and temporary worker license sponsors. There you go. This is what we need. You can download a CV or view online. So look. All right. Only shows the first thing. Okay, they have about over 1,000 then, that means. So these are the companies, and there's more. This is just the first page anyway. That's the company name, where they are based, and the worker rating. A rating is the best, I think. Yeah, if Sophie can correct me if I'm wrong. Is that right, Sophie?
There are 3 ratings, A rating and B rating. If the company on the citizen of the sponsor is A rating, that means they are fully compliant to give jobs. That doesn't mean they need to give jobs, but they are compliant to give jobs. If they are B rating, that means they've done something wrong or they're uncompliant, and they're not allowed to give you a job until they sort that out. So when you get a certificate sponsor, come back on this site that Harsh is showing you to make sure they are A rating, otherwise your visa might get declined. Because there's something they're uncompliant about, okay?
All right. Yeah, most of them, well, all of them I can see are A rating anyway, which is great. So what you can do, this is the actual company name. So Support UK Limited, is that this could be a care company as well. Let's have a look. You can just copy the name and search for them. 24 support. Careers. Yeah, looks like they are a okay, continued independence. No, it's not a care company, but they are recruiting. They've got careers and they are on the list as well. So there are lots of other companies as well. You can go through all of them. You can go through, like, you know, like I said the other day as well. You'll have to apply for hundreds, if not thousands, to get a job, get a interview actually. Like Joseph had said the other day as well, there's no magic. No one can do magic here. You'll have to do a little bit of hard work. There's always a bit of hard work behind every good thing. So you'll have to apply for lots and lots of jobs. A few or even many interviews before you actually get a job opportunity. But once you get it, you know, it's definitely worth it. So yeah, like I said, loads of jobs. Oh, they're showing you the visa route as well. Skilled worker. So most of them are actually skilled worker visa. So that's really good. This is the list that you have to keep an eye on all the time. I'm sure there are lots of new companies being added to this list as well. And that's the registry of licensed sponsors. And then when you apply for these sponsored jobs, I think Sophie mentioned this the other day, that you have to meet with certain criteria. One of them is the minimum pay that they pay, that you have to meet the either the minimum wage or the going rate for this job. So so you need to know what the going rate is. So if you want to find out what the going rate for any job is, you can just Google that as well. Basically, in the UK, you can just Google for many things, and you can get most of the information from the government website. Worker visa going rates. Let's try for that. Gov.uk website again. There you go. So you got the going rate here. This is the average salary for this job here. So whatever you are applying for, There's another list for healthcare. Yeah, so this is the page. You might want to take notes of this, or you might be able to find this on Google if you search for it. That's the page that you find the going rates for each and every job that you apply for, and also the occupation code, because that is also important when you apply for a sponsored work visa. Okay. You got any questions at all at the moment, or am I making it clear enough?
Yes, I have a question.
Yes, John.
I tried to search in the job sites and I saw a company which was advertising its vacancies and it was giving the pays as 500 to 700 per week.
Okay.
Is that applicable? Yeah.
Is that the living carer job?
Yes, it was a home care.
That's right. But all you need to look at with the living care job is it a permanent job? Because many people in the UK don't do living care for a long time. So check if it is. But if they're giving you £500, that's quite low. I'm not gonna lie. Don't go for anything lower than 6. It's really intense. So work it out how many days.
That's for a week. That's for a week. So
Yeah, 500 to 700 per week.
Yeah, make sure that it's £500 for a week, Harsha. Like if it's 5 days or 7 days, you're there 24 hours. That's less than minimum. You know, it's really intense. So living care, I wouldn't go. I would go for look at all the rates for living care. But if the overall salary, you need to contact them. If they're saying skilled worker, say what's the annual rate for this and get them to confirm it, and then match it. At the moment, if it's like a care worker visa, it's 20,480, I think it is. You need to go for that if it's a care worker one. Partial grade, they look 6145. That's the rate you need to go for. There is no 80% thing on there. It's either £10, 10 pence, or 20,480. You can't go for 80% of that because it doesn't apply to skilled occupation jobs. Okay. So as long as they can confirm it's that, if they say it's only for 3 months, 4 months, if it's a skilled worker visa, because 6145 is the job is up to 12 months, you can still apply for it, you can still get it. It counts towards indefinite leave to remain, but it'd only be for the amount of time that you spent on it. You can get a visa for up to 3 years on it. I don't know how it's going to work because 6145, the job is up to 12 months, but they give you a visa for 3 years. So I don't know if they would give you a visa for 3 years or give it in line with the job. So they might only give you, like the visa might expire after that. No one knows that bit. The government has not clarified it. So that even though they're saying 3 years, just check how long the visa would actually be for. Because I don't see the government giving a 3-year visa for, like say, a 6-month job, because you got 2.5 years. Are they going to let you stay in the UK for 2.5 years? Looking for another job? They might do, they might not, but they have not clarified that, okay? So make sure you get these clarified from the company. The company will tell you.
Okay.
does that make it clear, John?
Yes, thank you.
Excellent.
I also have a question.
Yes,
You
Olivia.
said we have to, it's very important for us to also know the occupation code. How is it applicable?
Is that the code here? This code here?
Yes, you said as we are checking for the going rate, we also have to make sure we check the code. So I just wanted to know how it's applicable, the purpose.
Okay.
In demand, all jobs in demand have an occupation code. There's something called a NOC list, or is it NOC list or SOC list?
SOC for the UK, NOC is for Canada.
So if you go, you have to have the code. I don't know if it's too much for Harsha to bring up now. If not, I'll bring it up tomorrow. You put
I can search for it.
Yeah, your job needs to be in demand in the UK. You can't go for just a barber. If a barber's not in demand, you can't apply for a job in the UK because it's not in demand and you would not get a visa. So you'll have to go on. There is occupation coding tool. You need to make sure your code's on here. Forget about the job title. it's the job responsibilities. As long as you are doing that and you can show that you are doing these jobs, you can apply under that code. So it's very important. Also, all these skilled worker visas, when they put out a job application, they need to state what code it is. So if I had a care worker job, I need to obtain a certificate of sponsor. I need to say it's code 6145. And then the visa officer, when they come to match your job, like if you get approved, they need to make sure you are doing the responsibilities, or you can justify why you've been chosen for that job. If you're an engineer and you've got a job as a care manager, they're gonna say, how did you get that? Very important. You have to meet the job description. Just like I've been mentioning, always match the job description in your CVs, in your covering letters, in your application. Because if you cannot show you are doing that, you won't get the job. And that's what they are going for. 6145, Harsha. Try 6145 and 6146. 6146 is seniors.
Yeah, I was just trying to see if there are any jobs at the moment for this.
They might not put it in, they might just put a
Yeah.
skilled worker visa. But look,
Oh.
you go.
Oh, okay.
Morning. Morning.
Always go on the occupation coding tool for any job. I know we do predominantly care, but look at engineering jobs, look at IT jobs, look at HR. If it's on there, read the job description. And think, I'm doing all this, apply. That means your job's in demand. Apply for it. There you go. Look.
Okay.
Does that answer your question, Olivia?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Awesome.
If it states on there, for further guidance, please visit the Home Office website. You have to match it to get that visa. Because even though you get a job on the certificate of sponsor, the visa officer, the UK VI, can decline you if they feel that you haven't got the right experience or skills, you're not meeting the criteria. So, like Josephat said the other day, for a job, IELTS is not important. For nurses, it is, but for the visa, they can still decline you if they feel that you have not met the English language criteria, because that is mandatory. So if they think you haven't met it, you need IELTS, they would decline you saying you have not met the criteria. So it's best to do the IELTS. I would recommend doing the IELTS, even if you've got other stuff, especially if you're coming for a skilled worker visa. If you're coming for a nurse, a doctor and stuff, you need to meet certain benchmarks anyway. If you're coming for a student visa, majority of the time you can use a UK NARIC and stuff. But with me, I get worried. I don't want the decline because it costs money and you don't get a refund. I would just do the IELTS just to be safe. I do a bit because I don't want no reasons. Me and Harsh always do extra just to cover everything. That's totally up to you, but it's just worth doing it, because if you get declined and it costs £900 for a skilled worker visa, and they said it's you declined because of language, you still have to do the IELTS. The job might not be there no more. They might say it's taking too long, and you'll have to pay the money again.
All right, thanks, Sophie. Yeah, is that clear? So those are the websites that mainly you can use to apply for jobs, and also applying directly for NHS and through these actual companies through the actual company websites. Is that clear, guys? How to apply for jobs, how to look for the eligible jobs, job codes and everything, because that's important to you if you're applying for jobs, especially healthcare sponsored visa jobs from Kenya or from outside the UK.
I have a question.
Yes, Simon.
Let's say I come there for a caregiver, let's say a job, and as you said that someone can join the military because we'll be a Commonwealth country.
Mm-hmm.
If I join and I pass and I graduate from the military, well, can I do like university, college? Is there a discount for me, or how is the go about it?
The good thing about if you actually join the military and if you are accepted and if you passed your tests and their application process, then you can actually study while you are working for them, and you don't have to pay anything because they will pay for everything. There are university, you can do university degrees as well, because through the Royal Navy or the Army, they are recognized the same as a university degrees. So you don't even have to pay for it if you're actually working for them. And then you can use those you can use those qualifications even when you come out of the military services after so many years. When you come out of it, you can still use those qualifications because they are valid for the civilian life as well.
Double
Is
check
that,
with them.
is that good enough, Simon?
It's okay. Thank you.
Double check with them because you don't want your visa, because normally you apply for dual if you want to study, because that's the military. They might have different rules because it's a military, but if you're looking for other jobs, you might have to, more than likely you pay international fees, unless it was an apprenticeship and you've been here for 3 years, you might have to pay international fees. So you need to check with the Home Office or the job, see if you don't detriment you, because people might try and come here to the skilled worker visa and think they can get cheaper or free university, and it might not work. So you have to double check with the university and with the Home Office. Is it classed as dual? Because in Canada, it's classed as dual if you want to study and work. In the UK, some people just wait, or some people, if the company say we'll sponsor you for your studies as well, you just have to let the Home Office know you are studying, and to make sure you get that in writing that it's okay, because you don't want to detriment it in 2.5 years' time when you have to extend your visa.
Yeah, I think as far as I remember, when you join, if you're successful and if you join the military, you will get a work permit if you don't already have one anyway. So they will apply it for you, and then if the course is actually done through the military, then obviously it'll be classed as a military qualification anyway, and it's not a normal university degree. And Sophie said it's always good to check, but check with the actual military, Royal Navy or Army HR team. So they will help you with everything anyway. Okay, so before we move on to the next section, is there any more questions about jobs, applying for jobs at all, or how to look for jobs?
I have a question.
Yep, sure.
Like you said that, okay, maybe you had talked about it, but I hadn't joined the class yet. So I wanted to ask if the way the Navy can offer to pay for their education, can your employers at the care industry offer to pay for your education too?
Oh, you mean like just like the Navy does? You can the care jobs pay for your education?
Yeah.
I doubt it. So,
More than likely they'll put you on an MVQ because that's very popular in health and social care. But for them to get free, if it's in England and Wales, for them to get free funding for you, you have to be here for 3 years. But if they think, you know what, you're someone that they want to invest in and it won't cost them much, we don't know if the NHS or certain homes have, like, you know, certain eligibility that they can get things for free. We don't know. It depends on the company. Always ask, put it in, you know, we were talking about negotiation yesterday. Put it in your negotiation package. What kind of training or progression can I potentially get? What kind of qualifications can I get with you guys? They might say, you know what, after 6 months, after 1 year, we'll put you on a course. Remember, then you can put that down provisionally saying, remember, like in your supervision, you can say, remember you said you're going to put me in a course. I'm still interested. And they'll be like, yes. So always keep remind them on, and see if they can put it into your contract or in your written statement, particularly, even if it's not in your contract, have it somewhere in writing or just remind them. Because it all depends really on the visa status and that skilled worker route, because skilled worker route may not allow you to do it, but the company might say, I don't mind paying the money because I need to invest in this person to keep them here.
I believe most of the time there may not be academic qualifications, but most probably vocational while you're working for them. So like Sophie said, NVQ or SVQ if it's in Scotland.
In the NHS, if you're going, like, say that you're applying for a nurse, they might put you on a certain nursing qualification. They've got 3 routes for a nurse. So if you're in the NHS, I would recommend, if you're a care worker, try and apply for and like try and do your nursing education, because nurses are guaranteed, they are the highest, Harsh, you can correct me if I'm wrong, nursing is the most needed job in the UK at the moment. I've seen, majority of the people I've seen come here are nurses. So I think if I had a choice to choose any role, if I was overseas, I would work on my nursing qualification, because I know I can go to, not even England, any country.
That's true.
I think in Hello.
Yeah, she's talking to us. Okay. So yeah, I'll move on to the next slide now. But if you have any questions, please go ahead. Right. So that's how you look for sponsored jobs, sponsored companies you can sponsor. The next thing I want to talk about is the harassment at work, especially on your sexual identities, sexual orientations. I think on session 3, on our third day last week, I think we spoke about these characteristics that which are recognized that people can get harassed or discriminated. It could be at work, could be anywhere, even shopping or wherever. So one of them is sexual orientation, because nowadays, like in the UK, it's quite liberal and people don't really care what someone else's sexual orientation is, as long as it doesn't affect their job or anything. This is what I wanted to talk about this as well, especially when it comes to workplace. So these 9 characteristics, we briefly discussed about it. I don't want to go into too much in detail. All this is clear. The sexual orientations, the main thing I want to talk about. So since March 2014 in the UK, it's illegal to marry a same-sex partner. So there are lots of gay marriages nowadays, and it's just normal. No one really makes a huge fuss about it. It's just a lot of people get married to the same-sex partners, and no one can discriminate them. By law, they are protected as well. They are considered as a normal marriage. Like I know some people actually, when they come from overseas, they actually, just to get that British visa or the citizenship, some of them actually did gay marriages as well. Some of them weren't actually gay, but you know, they've done it just to get the visa. But it used to work at some point. But I think now the Home Office have recognized that people doing it just to get the visa. So they are very strict on this now when they get it. So I'm not recommending this. I'm just telling you, people have done this in the past. And some of them, most of them have got the visa, but some of them may have been rejected as well. But it's now, like I said, the Home Office know this trick. So it's not that easy to apply for this visa now, but you'll have to prove everything. Just thought I'll mention that as well. So yeah, like I said, it's they have all these pride days and all that. For some reason, they are proud about it. Can you tell me, any of you, like how many sexual orientations are recognized in the UK at the moment, or anywhere in the world? Can you guess like how many, or what they are?
Transgender?
Sorry?
Transgender?
Yeah, absolutely. That's one of them. Anything else? I'll remember. That's the easiest one. Anything else? Sorry.
There's people now as they. They're not he, they're not she, they're a they. So you can't say, oh, she's looking good. They will get offended now. So they are in the middle, and they've made a new one called they.
Yeah, apparently, yeah.
They're not heroes.
I haven't really come across anyone talking like that anyway, but yeah.
It's all over the, like a lot of programs are trying to educate on different sexual orientation. So I know Harsha doesn't like soaps, but soaps do and dramas do try and educate you with certain things that are happening out there that we might not know or see. And there's a lot of coverage on TV about sexual identities and gender discrimination. So they're starting to do a lot of day programs now.
All right. Good to know. Maybe I should start watching these soaps. Anything else? Any more sexual orientations you can think of?
Lesbians.
Yes. Any more? Lesbian is, I think. Sorry.
Bisexual.
Bisexual, yeah. That's one of them as well, yeah.
And then Q, something called Q, something Q.
Asexual.
Okay, yeah.
Asexual.
Yeah. Is that right? Is that what you meant, Simon?
Yeah.
Yeah. This was actually considered to be a offensive word, but now it's not considered an offensive word actually. It's actually used as a sexual orientation.
Asexual.
What's that? Asexual. Good one. Is that
Asexual.
what you meant, Anne?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. That's right. Okay, so I'll show you what's the...
Gay.
Yes, that's another one. Correct, absolutely. You guys know more than I did. I was surprised when I saw the orientations.
Remember, a straight is also heterosexual.
That's straight, yeah.
So people use that. If you ever see that, because I used to look at that thinking, when I used to do application forms, I used to put heterosexual. I'm like, well, which one am I? Because we never use that word. I'm like, well, am I like, because it's always like something sexual. So I was like, heterosexual, what does that mean? So I had to Google it to see it's being straight or not.
Yeah.
With a lot of jobs, they get you to fill out equal opportunity forms. We do it as well. Just the reason why they do that is not to discriminate you, it's to make sure that they are doing equal opportunities. You don't need to put your name on it. They just look at age, gender, and race, cultural things to try and help with the equal opportunities of how they're recruiting.
Mm-hmm. Yep. True. Right. I'll show what they are. Oops. Apparently, there are 12 recognized sexual orientations in the UK. I've never heard of some of them. I don't know the definitions of all of them, but they are from this website, theproudtrust.org. So all these sexual orientations are recognized in the UK. Like Sophie said, I think they are probably on the job application forms as well. Or you'll have to sometimes some of them just ask. It's not just to treat you any differently. It's just for the just to count, just for a census that they run from time to time. So these are the recognized sexual orientations. But either way, the bottom line is it is illegal to treat anybody any differently because of their sexual orientations, just like the other characteristics that we spoke about, the race and religion and everything. So obviously, nobody wants to be discriminated. We don't want to be discriminated, and nobody else wants to be discriminated either. So, talking about discrimination, I think we spoke about this briefly last week, or in the third session again, I think. Do you remember what a discrimination is? It could be at workplace, it could be while you're shopping, at home, wherever. Do you guys remember what discrimination means? Not the exact definition, like what does it sound like? Any idea? It's quite simple. It's just treating someone differently because of those 9 characteristics. That's basically what it is. It doesn't really happen in the UK nowadays. You know, no one really cares for anybody's sexual orientation or skin color or religion or anything like that. But that doesn't mean it does not happen at all. It could happen in some places, some mostly at work, because people hang out with each other for a long time at work. So it is rare, I believe, but it does still happen, unfortunately. Even this day and age in the UK. Hopefully not, but if you ever become a victim of any of these discriminations based on your skin color or age or religion or sexual orientation or anything, do you remember what I said? What can you do something if you are a victim? If your manager, if your colleagues are treating you differently or unfairly, which means discriminating. So if you are being discriminated, what can you do? Or do you just have to carry on? Do you remember? Or can you think of something that you can do if you feel like you are discriminated?
You report to your immediate supervisor.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, if it's at work, then you can definitely report to your immediate supervisor or your manager. Or if it's that person you are discriminating, then you can go to someone even higher or your HR team. That's if you want to make that report it within your work. You can even take it outside of work if you want. Any more ideas how to tackle this? I mentioned Citizens Advice Bureau, if you remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also mentioned it's not for citizens, even though it's called Citizens Advice. It's not for citizens. There's a Citizens Advice Bureau office in every city. Nowadays, you probably have to make an appointment or something, or you can see this. Say, if you look at for England, this is their website. So you can you can ask any legal question, immigration as well. They will help you. They don't charge you anything, it's free. They will point you towards the right direction. If it's something that they can handle, they will take on the case and they will represent you as well, or they will direct you towards the right direction, right department, or the right team, depending on your case. Right, so that's one thing that you can do if you are being discriminated or treated differently at work or anywhere else. It doesn't have to be at work, anywhere else. Okay. And also not just you, if you witness someone else being treated differently or discriminated, you can still do the same as well, because no one wants to be treated differently. So yes, Simon.
Especially in this discrimination, let's say you have a recording of the act. Could you provide it as well, or are you going to be in trouble for doing that?
Well, I'm sure, I don't know the exact legal things, but sometimes when you record certain things in the UK, you sometimes have to tell the other person that you are on record, or I think, but on legal. But in some cases, you might be able to get away, like something like this. If you are being discriminated, if you can prove that you had to show evidence in this case, so you had to prove it, sometimes if it's just you and that person who discriminates you and there's no other way to prove it, then you'll have to record it. So in that case, you can get away with it just to protect yourself from being discriminated. So you won't be able to, you won't get into trouble for recording that if you can prove that is the only way you can prove. Yeah, Simon.
Okay.
Yeah. So I would do the same as well. If I've been discriminated and if there's no other witness at work or anywhere else, if there's no CCTV or anything like that, I would definitely record that as well as my evidence. So yeah, so that's discrimination, and you don't be discriminated. If you feel like you are being discriminated for any reason, always report it. Don't take any crap from anybody, even if they're your manager or anybody in the UK. And obviously, no one else wants to be treated differently either. So do not discriminate anybody else either. So because everybody likes to be treated the same way. So if you want to report a discrimination, there's an actual dedicated helpline for that. You can call their number. They are called Equality Advisory and Support Service. They are dedicated for these discriminations and dealing with these cases as well. You can go to their website here. Equality Advisory and Support Service. You can send them a message with all the information, or you can do a live chat there. So his chat is currently unavailable, but maybe they are on holiday. So yeah, there's a helpline. There's always
Too early. They're open at 8 o'clock. Look, open at 9 o'clock.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, it's not.
It's only 7 o'clock here.
Oh yeah, it's 7 o'clock. Yeah, sorry, I forgot. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, if it was after 8 o'clock, yeah, you can have a live chat with them and explain your problem. Right, so I thought I'll show you that as well, because I don't want anybody to be discriminated or treated any differently because of any characteristic. So yeah, like I said, that's well, before you move on, do you have any other questions at all? That's good. That's good. But if you have any questions, just ask anytime. So I didn't make this too long on purpose, because I want to talk about a few other things as well, a few other points that we didn't get the chance to finish last week, I think. So I'm going to talk about those things as well. And if you have any questions about this, just stop me and ask. The points that I wanted to talk to you or discuss about these things, I think these first four, we spoke about it last week. I just had these things to this list whenever I remember them, so I can explain this to you guys. So the things that you need to do when you are in the UK: register to vote. As a Commonwealth citizen, you are allowed to vote in the UK. I remember when I first came to the UK, within like the first couple of weeks, there was an election and I was allowed to vote. So I was quite excited about it. That's the only time I actually voted in the UK. Yeah, then I didn't bother after that. Another culture shock in the UK is when there is an election, you won't even notice it. Not like, I'm not used to that back home. There's lots of trouble, lots of huge issues. They always talk about election, that's the main topic, but here no one really talk about it unless it's on the TV, a debates on TV or radio or something like that. People don't kill each other like where I come from. But yeah, so if you want to register, you have to register for vote. It's by law, you have to register whether you vote or not. And also by registering, it's another advantage because there's something called a credit score in the UK. It's credit score is very, very important in the UK and many other countries as well, like Canada and USA. They all have this thing called credit score. I don't know if you have that in Kenya. If you have a good credit score, you are more likely to get a credit card or a bank loan, or even if you, like in the future, if you want to get a business loan, if you want to rent a property, buy property as well, anything, the first thing they check is your credit score. So it's always important to maintain a good credit score. So if you have taken any loans and you haven't paid them in time, your credit score will go down. So it's always good to maintain a very good credit score if you want to do good things in the future in the UK. And registering for votes actually helps your credit score as well, because that shows that you have a proper address to live. If you live like, from place to place, if you keep moving from place to place every month, every few months, then your credit score may not grow as much because you don't show any stability. But if you have if you live in a proper place for a few months or at least a few years, that'll definitely help your credit score as well. So your register for vote. So when you register your address, you have to register your address and to prove that you live there, and all the other people that live in that address, adults, not the kids, adults in that address. So it is definitely a good thing to register for votes, whether you want to vote or not, as long as you are over 16. Scotland and Wales is 14 apparently. Yeah, if you're a Commonwealth citizen living in the UK, you can register for votes. Okay, and you can do this online as well on the gov.uk website. You can start your register online. It's a 5-minute thing, apparently, very quick. That's important to do. And your driving license. I'll make this big. Can you see that? Okay. These 2 points, I actually talk about it together. Some of you asked, even Joseph asked as well, can you drive with your Kenyan driving license in the UK? Let's check. Before I explain that, let's just check. Driving the Britain on a 9 GB license. Let's check if we can. So if you are a resident of the Great Britain or a visitor, let's do this for Josephat. If you are visiting the Great Britain, let's see, select that. Where did you pass your test? Any other country? You can drive any type of small vehicle. Small vehicles are normal cars, a car, a van, a jeep, motorcycles, listed on your full valid license for 12 months when you last entered the Great Britain. So yeah, if you're just visiting, you can actually drive for 12 months. If we change this to resident of Great Britain, so resident means like you are actually living, not a citizen, a resident. Okay, so if you are living in the UK on a student visa or a skilled worker visa, studying. If you're foreign studying, you're studying, then you have to select this. If you are actually on a skilled worker visa, you can select this, a resident of Great Britain. Probably be the same. What kind of driver license do you have? Car, motorcycle. I don't think any of you might have lorry or minibus driving license. Any other country? Yeah. Same rules. For 12 months with your valid driving license from your country. Okay, so that's the case for most of you guys. If you have a valid driving license from Kenya, you can use that to drive in the UK for 12 months. So what happens after 12 months? You'll have to apply for a British, UK driving license. Before you apply for the UK driving license, you have to apply for this thing called provisional driving license. But you have to have been in the UK for at least 185 days before you apply. That's about 60. That's about 6 months, just over 6 months, maybe. Yeah. So after 6 months, you can apply for provisional driving license. Apply for your first provisional driving license. That's on the gov.uk as well. You can just apply for it online. You don't need anything. You just need to put your details, contact details, maybe a copy of your passport or something. A copy of your passport number, national insurance number. and your address proof. That's all you need for the last 3 years. That's all you need, and then you can apply for a provisional driving license. You need the provisional driving license to apply for your full driving license or to take any driving tests or driving lessons in the UK. You definitely need the provisional driving license, and also you can use this as a photo card ID wherever you go. So it's good to actually apply for this as well, and you will get in within a few days. It won't take long. I'm not sure if you have to pay for that. Even if you did, it will be a very, very small amount if it's not free.
About £34.
£34. Okay. So yeah, just pay the £34 and you get the driving license, provisional driving license. It's a green card. I think it's still the same green card. So yeah, that's definitely important as well. And then you can, after that, you can go for the full driving license. So, like when you look at this, everything
In
is
the
on.
UK,
Sorry.
in the UK, you have a green one and you have a pink one when you pass. Don't think once you got the pink one, that's it. If you get points on it, or you cause too many offences, they will send you back they will revoke it of you, and you have to redo your test and go through the whole process again. So you can't be caught speeding. There's a certain criteria. I think it's 12 points. You might think 12 points is a lot, but they give you 3 points at a time. And if you got 2 speeding tickets in 1 week, that's like 6 points they can potentially give you. And you get fines on top of that. Or if you had an accident, they might just straight away ban you if it's within the first 2 years. So I don't think once you got it, that's it. You have to be very good with it.
Yeah, you gotta be very careful. And if you get caught drunk driving or something, you'll definitely get your driving license cancelled straight away. You might even get put into jail as well for that. But it's a huge offense. But don't be scared. I was caught speeding, but I wasn't speeding too much. It was just only a couple of miles per hour over the limit. So I had to do an online course. I had to pay a little fine, £80 or something. And I had 2 options. I had to pay the fine and do this course, 1-day course, or get points. I think 3 points. So I didn't want to get the points. So I chose the fine and the course. So I had to pay £80. The course was only 1 day. It lasted about 3 or 4 hours online. It was a bit boring, but I had to do it. Everybody has to do it if you don't want to get the points.
They don't give you that option in Scotland, though.
Oh, really? Oh, I gotta be careful then.
I've been driving 20 years, never caused one offence. We went over by 4 points, and they never even gave us the option, and they gave me 3 points. Even though 20 years, nothing.
Oh, yes.
In Scotland, they are strict. Everybody's told us in Scotland they won't give you the option to redo it again. They won't give you that. They'll give you straight points and fine.
All right. I forgot actually. Yeah. So be careful. But England is a little bit more lenient than that. So yeah, I'll just put this there as well. As you can see, all of this information is on gov.uk website. If you actually go to gov.uk website, you can find any information you want. Literally everything about the UK. All the legal things. You can look for jobs on this, visa, immigration, and education, all the laws, citizenship, living in the UK, driving. I mean, everything you want to know about the UK, you can find on this website literally now. They are bringing everything, even the NHS job site are starting to look like this now. The new NHS website. I don't know if they are bringing this to this site as well. I think they are bringing everything to this gov.uk. which is good. Everything is in one place now. And then opening a bank account, you definitely need a bank account, especially if before you start to work, you definitely need a bank account. So that has to be a quick one. You can walk into a bank. There are lots of banks in the UK. Some of them are international banks, some of them are local banks. It doesn't matter which one it is, so it's your choice. You can walk into any bank with your details. You will need address proof. So you will need some kind of a proof of your address, maybe a letter from your landlord or your contract, the tenancy contract or anything like that. And if you already have a driving license, that's really, or a provisional driving license, that's really helpful as well. So all your documents, and then you can walk into a bank and you can see if they can open a bank account for you. Most of the banks will be happy to open an account for you. And straight away you will get not straight away on the same day, but if they're happy to open an account, you will get a bank card as well, a debit card. Maybe not a credit card straight away, but the debit card for sure. You need a bank account to start getting paid from your job. Otherwise, you'll have to, until you get your own bank account, you'll have to use somebody else's, like your friend or your family bank account in the UK. Jobs in the UK will not pay a foreign bank account. So you will need a UK bank account if you are actually in the UK. So it's important to get a bank account open as soon as you're in the UK. A lot of people open this Monzo bank account. It's totally online, as far as I know. Apparently, it's the easiest bank account to open nowadays. Banking made is Monzo. A lot of people use this. It's an online banking. They don't have branches anywhere. It's all online. All these new international students and skilled workers open a bank account with Monzo straight away, and you can get paid for that. You can get paid into this bank account when you get a job. So it's important to make a note of that as well. And then currency rates and how much money to bring. Sophie, did you put this on the list? Currency rates and how much to bring?
Yeah, you've been through money already, but like
Yeah.
just check the rate of your conversion rate and the cost of living. Harsh went through cost of living the other day. So before you come to the UK, you need to make sure you got enough money for the first couple of months at least, like, you know, until you sort out a bank account, get money transferred over. Because sometimes when you're in the UK on your own bank, you might have fees that you have to pay to withdraw your money. So it's always good to work out if you're going to get more money for a conversion rate in Kenya, or if you come to the UK and convert your money here, if you need to bring some money and convert it, and work it out. Like, do you want to bring like £500 with you? Do you want to bring £1,000 with you? Enough to like put a deposit on a house, not house, like rental deposit, or you might have to do something last minute and you have got no access to your bank. Because I've been on holiday a few times where my bank card has not worked and I've been stressing because it just didn't work in that country. So that Monzo Bank, a lot of international people do set it up before they come, because you don't need an address. Apparently, I've never set one up because I never needed it. So that's the only one that a lot of people have done. A lot of our workers have got Monzo banks, because it's more easy and it's all online. So try and set it up before you come and put some money into it. Don't put loads in it. Just put like £1 in it, just in case you don't want to get your money stuck in there. And then
looks
when
like
you
it's
come to
just
the
an
UK,
app. Yeah, looks like it's just an app. You scan it.
a lot of people have that just to come to the UK and then apply for, like, do you know when you're settled in a house, because you're going to come to the UK, you're going to be in temporary accommodation, you're going to get to know the area, then you have to get rent, you have to go find a proper house, it's not cheap. So sort it out, have money on you. If you've got no money on you, like for example with Sri Lanka, they couldn't even transfer monies and stuff. Remember, they had a whole issue where they can't transfer money. So check with your own country and your own bank, if it allows you, if you've got a basic bank account in Kenya, that might not allow you the facilities to withdraw overseas. It might allow you to transfer, but might not allow you to withdraw. So you need to check all this, and it's just always good to have money on you. Not too much that you're going to get robbed at the airport. Not saying you will, but you don't want to carry money on you just for the sake of it. Just a few £100 just to make sure. If, say for example, the planes were late or your taxi never come and you're at the airport, at least you can go get yourself some food at the airport or anything. So just be vigilant with that. That was why I put that there.
I remember when I first came I came to the UK, I brought travelers checks. I think Yvonne mentioned the other day as well, last week, when she first came, she brought some travelers checks as well. I don't know if they are still in use, travelers checks. This was about 17, 18 years ago. Yeah, I brought a few some travelers checks worth of £500 back then. That's all I brought. And then you can change it at the airport. There's a currency, there will be bureaus at the airport, so you can get it changed there. So then if you need anything, like Sophie said, if you need a taxi or need to get some food at the airport straight away or anything, you can just use that money from there. Any questions about these things, what to bring or what you should do when you first come to the UK? So I'll carry on with these as well.
Is Monzo the only option?
No, there should be many other options as well. I think there's another one called Starling. I don't know if Starling might be a bit of a long process. Huh?
I think they'd be personal as well. That's a good one. Like a lot of people have it for business. But look at make sure it's UK and make sure it is a legal bank, because with the UK banking system, if your bank is not registered or protected and the bank goes bust, you can lose all your money. So always go for always go for a bank account that allows you that if you've got, say, 30, 40 grand in it, even 10 grand, it doesn't matter, that you will get your money back. You get up to 85,000. If you've got 85,000 in your account, they don't give you free money, right? But make sure your bank has got that reputable thing. So if it goes bust, you can get your money back with no issues. I can't remember what the name is called. What registration does a bank need? I'll just.
Yeah, it's an online thing as well. So Starling might be another option.
What if you have the PayPal? Can you use it as a bank?
What paper? PayPal. PayPal. Yeah. No, you can't use that as a bank, but you can only use that for online purchases or to receive money. But yeah, not that you won't be able to get paid your salary into PayPal.
With the banks, make sure if you have got money in a bank account and something happens, the FSCS will automatically compensate you as long as your bank is authorized. So be careful as well, because there is loads of people setting up their own businesses and setting up bank accounts where you can transfer money. Yeah, the FSCS would help if you hold money with an authorized bank, credit union, or building society that is in difficulties. The Financial Services Compensation Scheme will automatically compensate you for your money up to its compensation limits of 85,000 per person. So that's why we go for certain bank accounts. Some bank accounts don't have that legal entity to protect your money. It's not like they're a fake bank.
Sorry, Sophie. What's that HS? What is that?
Like, for example, like Tide. Tide is not recognized underneath the banking.
Okay. All right.
So,
okay.
It's not got the protection. That's why they don't have overdraft facilities. They don't have credit facilities. But Starling does.
Okay.
Starling has that protection where you cannot get an overdraft. You can have things, and if anything happens, you would get your compensation. It's always. I worked in banking. That's the only reason I know. I've done loads of jobs.
HFSC that you
No, FSCS, Financial
okay.
Services Compensation Scheme.
Right. Ah, right, okay.
That's a legal entity, okay? So you can check your bank, HSBC, Barclays Bank, Lloyds Bank, building societies, all are protected. They all are protected. Starling Bank is, Tide is not. Tide is a legit bank. It's for you to quickly have it. Monzo Bank, I'm unsure about, but a lot of people use it just to have a bank account. So I would recommend always going for a high street bank. They are better. If you've got HSBC in Kenya, that's good because you can use that here. They might not even do transfer fees. HSBC is the best bank. It's very hard to get one of them here. So I always recommend HSBC.
Yeah.
Barclays Bank is easy to get. Lloyds, don't go for Lloyds banking because if you got overdrawn once, they will charge you lots. You have to be careful. You do get charged a lot in the UK for banking. If you have not got the money in your account and a direct debit came out or you took money out and you never had credit facility, you will get fined, like you'll get a charge and then you can get into debt. If you get into debt, you can get defaults, you can get CCJs. If you get CCJ, it can affect your visa.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, getting into bad debt is really, really bad when you're in the UK. You won't be able to get any loans or a business loan. You won't be able to rent, or it will be very difficult to rent a house or even a room or buy any property. Yeah, for anything. Like Sophie said, it could even affect your next visa application as well. If you have any, not bad credit, but if you have a CCJ, County Court Justice. But that's if you don't really completely don't pay your bills or credit. That's what it happens. Yeah, having good credit is really good. It's very helpful. You can always buy. You can buy houses or anything like that. Buying a house as well. I'm talking about it. I think you have to have a longer, like if you have like a 5-year work visa or something, that shouldn't be a problem. But if your visa is coming to an end in the next few months or something, then they might not let you mortgage a house. They might ask you to come back after renewing your visa. So if you have a visa over 2 years, at least about 3 years, they might allow you to mortgage a property.
They might give you international rates because you might be able to buy here, but give you international rates. So instead of having like a 5% down payment mortgage or something, buy to let, they might not give you buy to let. You just have to pay higher fees, and it depends on your age. If you like, they only give you a mortgage to a certain age. So if you're like 40, they might only give you a term for 15 years or 20 years. So but you won't get it as much, like Hasa said. But you just probably get international fees until you got indefinite leave to remain.
Yeah. Then next thing is transport in the UK. Apart from having your own car, or until you buy your own car, you might need some public transport. Even when you first come to the UK, you might want to get from the airport to your accommodation. When I first came to the UK, I landed at Heathrow Airport and I had to go to Oxford Brookes University in Oxford. So I did some research. I just Googled it, or actually the university, Oxford Brookes University, sent me the information as well, how to catch the bus from the airport. At Heathrow Airport, as soon as I stepped outside, I was told which bus stop to go to and which bus number to get on. So I knew exactly what to do. I got on the bus and straight to Oxford Brookes University. There's one bus ride, so you can always search for all the information you need. Transport. You can get coaches and railway. Again, it's the government website. It takes you to anyway. So if you, so another website that I wanted to show you was the National Rail. If you want to get to any station in the UK, you can use this nationalrail.co.uk. You can buy tickets well in advance. And it's cheaper if you buy tickets in advance. It's cheaper. If you if you want to travel right now, you're buying something quickly, it's a bit more expensive. So you can buy like well in advance. You can buy a return ticket or one way, and you can put the date there, what day you want to travel. It gives you up to May. You can buy tickets all the way up to May. Yeah, so this is very important. If you travel from a city to another city, National Rail is very important. You can check the times as well. And the trains are usually on time here, almost on time, usually, unless there's like any repairs on the tracks or anything. And coaches in the UK. There are different companies in different cities. National Express is one of the biggest ones if you're traveling between cities. They are quite slow though, very slower than National Rail. I always prefer the train. You get better views, a bit more comfort in the trains, I think, than a National Rail. National Express, these coaches, they always stop, almost every stop, not almost every stop, but every city. Could get a bit annoying, but National Rail is the best. I prefer personally the train if I'm traveling long distance. Also, I mentioned last week, if you can catch a flight from city to city as well. If you're traveling from, like, say, England or London area or Birmingham or somewhere to Scotland or Northern Ireland, a bit far, you can always catch a flight. It only takes an hour and a half to travel from one end to the other end in the country on a flight. Quite cheap. You can buy tickets for like 20-30 pounds if you buy in advance, and you don't need to carry your passport or anything, or visa or anything. You can just use your photo card ID. That's another time that you can use your provisional driving license or the full driving license to travel within the country. Even if you're not a British citizen, you still don't need to take any of your travel documents to travel domestic. Any questions so far?
Like, what about if you're traveling, let's say, to another country?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say, like, on summer, you want to go maybe to Italy or Germany or Netherlands. Do you, like, which is more cheaper, train or air?
So it depends. You can catch the train as well from London. It depends. I've never checked. I never compared the two. It could depend on the time. So flights might be cheaper than train, depending on the time and the day. Because, if it's a major holiday time, like a vacation time or something, everybody will try to jump on flights. So flights might be a bit more expensive than the trains, because trains take a bit longer. So it depends. I can't really tell you what is more cheaper than the other. It's best to just check both and compare. But both are good options, though.
Remember, you need a Schengen visa to go to Europe.
Yeah.
And if you want to go to Canada or America or stuff, you need to have separate visas depending on that country. It's just like the UK.
What about health insurance?
You can buy travel.
Let's say
travel insurance.
I'm saying, like, let's say I have health insurance in Kenya and I come to UK. Should I change, or it will just remain the same?
You've got the health surcharge if you're in the UK on a skilled worker visa or study visa. But your one in Kenya, you need to look at the terms. Like, if you've got health insurance in Kenya, it might say it only covers you for 90 days overseas. So it won't cover you for your long term. So if you think you're going to be away for 90 days, more than 90 days, you need to get a separate one. I always get separate whenever I travel. I always get separate travel insurance for the family. Like, go to the post office stuff for that time. It is a bit pricey as a family, because you need to cover stuff like, they'll ask you stuff like, are you going to do any winter sports? Are you going to go and do something extravagant? Have you got any conditions at this moment? So each one is separate to the country you're going to, and each one, travel insurance to Europe might be cheaper than travel insurance to Canada or Australia. So if you have to look at your own Kenya one. I don't think it'll cover you while you're here for 5 years. So you may have to cancel that one and get health insurance here. I'm not telling you to cancel it. You have to check the terms and conditions. If your health insurance says we will cover you overseas while you work, then you can keep it. But check all the terms and conditions and the clauses.
Okay.
Yeah, but while you're living in the UK, you get your national insurance anyway. You'll pay your national insurance contribution when you get paid. So you don't have to pay anything, but it will be deducted from your salary anyway. But that's only within the UK, but that won't cover you when you travel to European countries or anything like that. So this is what actually covers your free medical in the UK. Even though it's free, you actually do pay a contribution when you get paid, but you don't have to pay anything extra when you visit your doctor. About travel, Simon, does that clarify your question?
Yeah, it does.
Cool. Right, and then insurance and car. If you're getting a car, obviously you will need a car insurance as well. Actually, going back to Simon's question again as well, insurance, you can always compare. There's this website that we use all the time for compare the market.
Yeah, compare the market or compare the meerkat.
Yeah, it's the same
thing,
company, isn't it?
Same company, but they do little extras. But look, there it is, meerkat movies and meals.
Yeah. So what you can do on this website is you can look for car insurance. What it'll do is it'll look for the best quote for you. It'll check on many different insurance companies and give you the best deals. So if you want, say travel insurance, and you put the details that you want to go abroad or whatever, and the dates. So it'll ask you for any other special activities you're going to do. And then it'll search all the travel insurance providers and give you a list of quotes from each and every travel or insurance company. So you can select whichever you want. Not just for travel, any car insurance, life insurance, pet, home insurance, anything that they provide. So that's a good one. Compare the market that we use all the time as well. Right. So any questions so far? That's good. We've got a few more minutes, but we got some extra stuff to talk about. That's Samuel asked about dating in the UK as well. So we thought we'll discuss that today once we go.
You want me to come do it?
Sorry.
You want me to come do it?
Yeah, if you don't mind, yeah, please. That'd be great.
Okay,
Yeah, shall I go to the slides? Right. Okay, let's give a chance to Sylvie.
Is that it?
Oh, I have a question.
Yeah.
I'm trying to ask, like, in Scotland, how's the weather, or like, is it snowy? Can someone snowboard?
Yeah, it's meant to be worse than England, but I can't tell the difference. I think it's fine. Aberdeen is very cold, compared like very windy because it's by the coastal. But we've been in Scotland nearly 1 year, and the weather doesn't bother me at all. It's not something that you would think, oh, I'm not going to move there because it's cold. People in Birmingham are still cold, so it doesn't matter. So it depends on how you are.
About snowboarding and skiing and stuff, you can definitely do those sports in Scotland because there are mountains, snowy mountains, so you can go to certain places and do those things in Scotland for sure.
Okay.
Right, you've got me now for 20 minutes or 10 minutes. Obviously, I know you missed me, so I thought might as well we had something here. We always put extra slides in. We wanted to put it in the first week, but we never thought of these ideas because it's our first one we're doing. And that's why we try to cover as much as we can. So we've got dating in the UK, we've dating etiquette. Is it relaxed? Is it not relaxed? Who you can date, how you should act. And that's what I'm going to be covering. Dating in the UK is more relaxed, simple as that, than other countries. There's still some traditional things that they would do that are useful to know. You can date anywhere in the UK, England, Scotland, Wales. You can date big ones, small ones, fat ones, skinny ones, any color, boys, girls, anything. Not kids, obviously. That is gonna get you in serious trouble. Like, you know, I mean, like serious trouble. So anybody over the age or in your age category, you can. People still frown on stuff like, you know, if you're dating someone a lot older, people are like, oh, they're too old. But they don't say it. It's starting to become normal now. You get older women dating younger men. You get younger women dating older men. Doesn't matter. If you see like boys and girls together, like two men down the road, it's not like, oh my God, like back in the day it used to be like that. They don't care no more. It's just normal. You can't even tell these days who's dating who. You just can't tell. So this can be some traditional stuff that I'm going to tell you that may be useful to know. Is etiquette in the UK. This is only going on British people. It's not going on other cultures that have come to the UK, because everybody still brings their own culture from their own country. So it might be different. So a typical dating scenario in the UK, they are still a traditional country. The burden of asking someone to go on a date in the UK still falls mainly on the men. But in more cities like London, Manchester, Birmingham, women don't mind asking as well. It's not like, oh my God, a woman's asked, but they try not to ask at the beginning. It's normally the men. If a man has initiated the date, he would usually suggest the place to where he wants to go. If a woman has suggested a date, the man normally takes the lead and says, you know what, I'll sort it out though. Because, you know, you go, I'll sort it out, don't worry. Like, you know, I was going to ask you anyway. It would have been like that, just to make her feel better. Like, I was going to ask you, but, you know, I didn't want to seem too much for you guys. So he'll probably do that out of politeness. Unless he says no, then, you know, you just cut him out your life. So, you know, that's what you got to do, right? Normally, like I said, women do ask men, but it's usually the men. You do get, females can propose to men on a leap year. I don't know if they have that in Kenya. Every 4 years, the UK has, you know, like in February, you only have 28 days. Every 4 years, we have 29 days. The 29th day is only one day a year, every 4 years, a woman can ask a guy to marry them. You do see that tradition. I don't know if that's still around the world.
I didn't know this tradition.
Yes, I know this.
I wish I knew.
Yeah. So when there's a leap year, you might see some girls propose, but it's very, like, you know, they just do it for fun. Some people love doing it. Some women like doing it just because they are doing the proposal the way they want to show, this is how I would have been proposed to. So that's why you got that little picture there. Generally speaking, couples like to go for a drink or two on the first date. Like, you know, go to a pub, you go to a coffee shop. However, in larger cities like London, Manchester, Birmingham, there's a growing tradition that they'd like to do something different, like more quirky. Like you might be going to play golf, so it can be a bit more talking and, you know, a bit more flirty. You might want to go skiing. You know, you haven't got snow to go skiing, but you've got like snow domes and stuff. You can just go there. You might go bowling. I love going bowling, or pool. You know, you have to see what kind of person it is. If they're more relaxed, you might say, let's should we go pool and bowling. That's a great date for me. But some girls, I think they're a bit posh. They might want a date. They might want it properly. They are high maintenance women. You want to stay away from the high maintenance women because you would have too much drama with them. I tell you now. In England, if they're high maintenance, you'll be broke and you'll be depressed. Okay, so stay away from high maintenance ones. You just want someone that's more on your level. You can go to stuff like silent discos or the museum. You have to see what kind of person they are. Okay, they even do stuff like you can go and do date cooking. So you're cooking together, like trying something new. That's quite fun. Don't be going to nightclubs on your first date. It's not very classy to take a girl to a nightclub where you can't hear them or can't talk to them. Don't ask them to go Netflix and chill, because you might get a slap. Because that means, I don't know what it means in Kenya, but in the UK, it means that you want to get with them the first night. So don't ask them, oh, do you want to, even if you really want to watch it, don't ask them, because it means something else in the UK. So one important thing to be aware of is the concept of exclusivity in dating. We have certain words that we use that means certain things. I don't know, in different countries, it means different things. I had many friends in Egypt, they used to use the wrong wordings and it used to offend the British. Some cultures might view dating numerous people at the same time as normal. In the UK, British people don't like that. So even though it's guy versus girl, do not add a girl, do not date another man, do not date each other's, do not all date together unless it's a swingers club, unless you agree this beforehand, do not all date together. Try and keep it just between you two. Maybe later on in a relationship, they might say, you know what, let's try something new, but don't be asking them stuff beforehand, because that's another slap that you might get. Okay, so it's normally boy on girl, girl on girl, or boy on girl. It doesn't matter. I've just used gender boy and girl just for this, but it can be any gender. It doesn't matter. You just have to be a bit respectful that they are the only ones for you, because in Britain, men like to feel like they're the only ones that the girl wants, and a girl wants to feel like they're the only ones that you want. So be respectful, because they want the undivided attention as potential partners. Like I said, seeing multiple people at one time just shows that you're just not interested in them, and the first date didn't go well, and you want to see who else is out there if you can get anything better. Okay, so it's best not to tell them or do it early on in dating. Some people might not mind it, but if you've had 2 or 3 dates with somebody, you need to like not be seeing too many people unless they're okay with you and you've had that discussion beforehand. There's different words that you can use. There's dating, exclusive dating, open relationship, and then there's boyfriend, girlfriends, and partners. Okay, I don't know what you guys have. Like some of my friends in Egypt used to say open relationship meant that they are open in this relationship between a guy and a girl. For them, that meant they're in an exclusive relationship. It's just them two. But in England, it means that you are open to dating anybody and everything, even though you got a relationship. Okay. Do you have wordings like that in Kenya, or is it more liberal? Or
I think it depends on like the circles.
yeah. Do you have yeah?
Yeah, no, sorry.
Is it quite?
I was saying I think it just depends on the different circles. You'll find like over here, maybe dating means just 2 people in one circle. In another, dating means just knowing each other. It's not exclusive.
Okay.
So yeah, I think it just depends on the circles you're in.
That's it. Yeah, absolutely. Still the same here. Like, I'm from a Pakistani background. If I'm dating somebody, I expect it just to be between us. But British people, like the like white, maybe black, African, whatever, they might see dating as I can date a few people and see how it goes, and then if I've got the link with that person, I'll stop dating everybody else. And then they have the conversation most of the time, like, oh, should we just date each other's? If they go, yeah, then you class it as exclusively dating. If they go, you know what, it's a bit too much, like, let's carry on dating, then you need to have the conversations, but you would know when to have the conversations. Okay. The dating behavior in the UK, while it might be unfair to stereotype the whole nation, which I'm not going to do, there are certain behavioral traits that you might come across when dating in the UK. Now, don't take into consideration Africans that might come here, or Pakistanis that might come here, and Indians, because they're bringing their own culture. Pakistanis are very, like, even though I'm Pakistani, I'm British Pakistani, I don't agree with certain things they do. Like, they do love marriages. They don't do love marriages, actually. They do arranged marriages and stuff like that. So, and they frown upon different things. So don't go on this stuff. Go on the British cultures and values. You come into the UK. We are in the UK, so we should respect the British cultures and values for that. British people are really known for being too polite. I think Harsha said it in day one. We just say sorry and thank you for every little thing. If you bump into each other in the street, you just say sorry. And we keep saying sorry about 4, 5, 6, 7 times. Like, we'll have a conversation for 5 minutes saying sorry, no, oh no, I'm sorry. I hope you're okay. Sorry, if you need anything, sorry. I don't know why. if someone asks me, why do you say it's just politeness? We've been taught etiquette like that. And it's the same for dating. We will be quick to apologize. More often, the polite, you take your politeness into dating as well. You'd be overly polite. People normally, when they meet, like when a boy meets a girl, you won't just go and give him a big kiss on the cheek and give him a hug. That's like personal space, that Harsha said as well, even if it's a date. But if you have that vibe that, you know what, you're flirting with this person, you can give them a little hug, but don't be too like groping them like, oh my God, like I love you, I miss you. No, just a nice hug to show respect is fine if they're happy with that. They might do it after the second one, but you potentially can get away with it in the beginning. Splitting the bill in the UK, if you take a person out on a date, men, it's not uncommon for men to still act like men. Open the doors for them, pull out the chairs, take the coat off them and hang it up, because you can hang coats up in restaurants and places that you go. Normally the man does pay, but we are a British culture. We try and split the bill because women like to show empowerment. Like we earn our own money. We don't need you to pay for us. And they say, come on, let's just at least split the bill. And depending on how it is, insist. Men always say, no, let me do it on this occasion. You can get the next one. Even if they say you can get the next one, don't expect them to get the next one. Don't be sitting there saying, remember, you're going to get the next one. On the next day, you still say, look, let me get it, or let's split it. Then after time, it will just come naturally, okay? Do not let a woman pull out a purse and pay. Do not let a woman pay the bill, because it's just, as a woman, she might say, no, it's okay. But she'll be really angry inside, thinking, I can't believe you let me pay for my own food. She won't say it, but it would happen, okay? We just like that. It's just etiquette and politeness for the man to pay. So if you're going out on a date, guys, make sure you got money. Yeah, don't ask for loads of money. Just have enough money to not feel embarrassed. I watched a dating thing the other day, like Undateables, there's something else like that, but just for normal people. And he was broke, he had no money, and the girl kept like getting drink after drink after drink, and he never said no out of politeness. And when she went to the toilet, or he went to the toilet, and he rang his friend and said, look, you know what, I don't want her to pay for it, can you transfer me some money so I'm not embarrassed on my card files? And he was, that was really nice for him to do that, but she was disrespectful for keep ordering drinks. It's just polite to have one drink or two. Don't go overboard and have, expect, a big bill for the guy to pay. That's really not nice. And if women do that, you don't want to date them. So have a bit of etiquette when you go to a date. Like 1 or 2 drinks is fine. A meal, don't go for expensive meal if you can't afford it. So go for something different. That's why people do bowling or museum. Museums are free. Go museum. Buy them a sandwich. £4. There you go. You're done. So go for the date that fits your finances as well. Don't go overboard, because the girl would expect that. The girl might think, okay, this guy's rich, I might go for it. So don't do that. Some girls might not appreciate it either. So that's how the British is. We are very confusing, but you will get to know it. Okay, any questions yet? Right, in regards to general conversations, in general conversations with your partner, or if you're going to dating, don't talk all about you. Talk, get to know their life as well, and they need to get to know your life. So have general conversations. Talk about your dreams, your goals, your aspirations, what you do for a job. Don't ask about family. Don't ask about your ex-boyfriends or your ex-girlfriends. Don't ask anything personal. Don't ask how much do you earn. I hate that question. I've had so many people, how much do you earn? Like, that's very inappropriate. So be careful. Just talk about ambitions and, leading questions that they can talk. It can fall each way. If you notice that you are doing a lot of talking, regardless if you're a guy or a girl, just turn around and say, enough about me. I want to know about your life, to show it's mutual respect. Okay. Don't feel embarrassed if you stumble on your words, if you don't understand the dialect and languages. Remember, in the first week, I showed you that the UK have got so many dialects, so many languages, that it's okay not to understand them, to say, look, oh, sorry, I didn't understand what you mean by that. Like, I'm English, I don't understand what that means. And they might say, oh, we meant this, or, you can have a laugh, you can have a little bit of a joke and learn words. You will get to know each other's like that, okay? It's okay to say, okay. Don't pretend that you know what they're talking about, because they might think you're disengaged, okay? It's okay to get to know somebody, and you don't understand the language barriers. What do you think you should wear on a date in the UK? What would you wear on a date?
Comfortable clothes.
Absolutely. You don't rock up in your little swimming wear outfit with the little mini shorts, yeah, and you expect to go clubbing, because that's just a bit trashy. Be comfortable and be casual. Best way is just casual. British people usually choose smart casual clothing to go out. Some people go after work, to make it more relaxed. If someone asks you out on a date, you say, yeah. You say, look, I finished work at 5. I'll meet you at 5:30 in the pub. They don't mind that. That's a nice little relaxed, get to know each other's. But then on the second one, you can say, look, let's go out on a proper date. And then they know by you saying proper date, you can get dressed the right way. So look, just casual clothing is fine. Okay. It's worth noting that British people are generally more reserved. Okay. We don't like to show huggy feely, touchy feeling, all affections, displays of affection in public. We like to keep that a bit more, we still got a bit of respect for each other's. We just like to keep it a bit quieter to get to know the person, because one day you might go to a club. I mean, your favorite restaurant, and the guy's all over one girl, and you as a waiter see this person with that girl, then 2 days later with another girl all over them, then another day, it just gives you a bad look as well. So people tend to be quite reserved and get to know people. That doesn't mean that they don't do public displays of affection. They can hold hands, they can hug, they can link arms together, but they don't act like school teenagers or younger, okay? Relationships are normally really relaxed in the UK. They get to know you. They don't want to know your whole family, okay? So don't introduce them to your whole family. It's not a big deal here. We don't want to know the whole family, we want to get to know you. So leave that for later on. Just let it happen casually when you are bringing your family into the picture. Usually you have your own set of friends and you introduce friends first, but don't make it into a big deal. Don't be like, you're going to meet my mom today, you're going to meet my best friend. If my best friend doesn't like you, it's not going to work. You don't have conversations like that. You just casually, if you're out and your friend comes and say, oh, look, this is so-and-so, they casually introduce people. In regards to families, usually in British culture, is when the guy is going to go on, he wants to either move in or ask the father of the bride if he can have a hand in marriage. Just a respectful thing, but you don't date the family in the UK. If your family doesn't like your partner, we don't care. We will still date that person and we will go against it, okay? Right, some of you might be like, because you're expats and stuff, or you're really busy, you might not have a chance to date. You might think, where shall I go? Where shall I meet people? It's not uncommon to go on, especially larger cities, to go on apps. You got dating apps, but certain apps mean certain things. You got Tinder and Bumble. That usually is for a quick hookup, or if you're for younger people. You got something more liberal for the more mature people over 25. It's like Match.com and Plenty of Fish. Also, if you don't want to go on websites or anything like apps, and you're a bit nervous because you never know who you can meet, you have to be very careful. The UK very good at doing good local meetups and attending meetings. So they will do events in your area, like it was Valentine's the other day. They will do a singles night so people can introduce each other's, very safe, and it's event organized where the event organizers would have the details of that person so they know where everybody is. It's just they do that to keep people safe and meet like-minded people. So they will say, oh, we're doing a book club this weekend to meet people. They might do little outings. So always good to check out on stuff like that. Be very careful where you want to meet somebody and be very appropriate. Do not go up to somebody in a club and say, hey girl, what you doing? How you feeling? You're gonna get this, you're gonna get ignored. That's very sleazy. If you meet somebody in a pub or a coffee, that's fine. If you're going out for a walk and you meet someone, that is fine, but don't be stalkerish. Don't be following them in the streets. Because if somebody was following me because they like me, I would think they're a stalker and I'll run away. So don't be stalkerish, be general. And you can meet people in gyms and sports teams. That's very common to meet somebody in the gym, and social clubs. You can date people at work, but check your contract. That's another thing that will be in contracts is, can you date at work? In the bank, they never let people from the same relationship be in the same department because of fraud and because of, if you break up, it might cause conflicts in the workplace. So a lot of workplaces don't allow it, but some might not mind it. Like, I wouldn't allow it in my workplace. I wouldn't want a boyfriend and girlfriend to work in my company. If they're husband and wife, it might be a bit okay, but I wouldn't allow a boyfriend and girlfriend that just got together to work in the company. I would try and tell them to look, keep you separate. If it happens, we might have a conversation. So be careful about work related relationships unless they're in another department and you're allowed. That's your dating in the UK. I don't know if it's the same for Kenya. Is there any questions about that? If you're comfortable going out on a date in the UK?
I have a question.
Yeah.
Let's say you said like both partners can ask each other out.
Yeah.
And let's say I ask her out and I take her to maybe a Kenyan restaurant. Let's say she's white or any kind of
yeah, that would be amazing. You know what? That's good.
Can they handle spice?
You know what? Yes, they can. Some of them can't, but yes, they can. But you know what? If Harsha said to me, we'll take you on a date, I'll take you to Sri Lanka restaurant, I'll be like, oh, I've never tried Sri Lanka food. I would love it. And if they can't handle it, it'd be quite funny. And then you just say, look, like, you know, and on the menus, it tells you how spicy something is. They have like these little chilies, like 1, 2, 3. And you can say to the waiter, like, oh, can I have whatever it is? I'm just going to go for Indian food because I don't know Kenyan food. I don't want to say something that's not inappropriate. If I go, can I have a curry, but can I have it mild? They will make it mild. We go to a restaurant, me and Harsha go to a restaurant, we're Asian, they're like, you want it spicy? We're like, yeah, we want it spicy. So they know already, like, they know we can handle it. So Harsha always goes for extra hot and they put extra chilies in for Harsha because they do adapt it to the type of person he is. So you don't need to worry about that. But you know what? Just ask beforehand, can you handle spice? They will love that. So is there anything you don't eat? Because they might be allergic to fish. They might be allergic to something. So take that into consideration when you're going out. Because if they're allergic, you don't want to take them to a fish place. You don't want to do a fish you don't want to do fish on your first date either, because it doesn't smell too great. So it's not a good first date anyway. More like, you know, more liberal places is fine, but they will love that. I tell you that now. British people love other people's culture. They love to learn. Anything else? Okay, I'm going to end it here. Harsha, do you want to say anything else before you pass it back to Josephat?
No, just a quick one, because like tomorrow is the last day of these sessions to you guys. So if you have any more questions, just you know, write them down before we finish tomorrow, so we can try and answer all of them. So yeah, so that's all I have to say for now.
It could be anything on the last 2 weeks. It could be anything that you think of. We're going to give a 15 to 20 minute at the end of the session tomorrow for anything. Like, don't be embarrassed about asking it. I'm saying it now. You know, you know us for 2 weeks now. That's a long time. That's like a relationship in its own. Yes, don't feel uncomfortable to ask us anything. Like, even if it's silly, it doesn't matter. Okay. So we're going to pass it back to Josephat now to finish off the session.
Thank you so much for today's session. Information is all that makes the difference between one person to another, and I believe we are really doing good in terms of empowering ourselves, giving ourselves the information. And this is just wonderful. Tomorrow being the last day, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. You can write them down, pass them over, then they can have them in advance. We'll also be bringing in subsequent sessions, at least we'll organize for 2 more sessions. We'll bring Kenyans who are already working in the UK to just share with you some other insights, you know, from a Kenyan background and the UK, now that they're working in the UK. I think that also will be important for, you know, our candidates here. But otherwise, I'm very glad on the progress of everything. And let's wrap it up tomorrow. And thank you so much for today.
Thank you, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Thank you. Bye.